ready for another 40 minutes or 35 minutes? Yes, we're going to speak about you, about your business, about convergence of online and offline. So I'm an entrepreneur, investor. I lose all my money in startups, in 15 startups, in retail tech. That's where I invest in. And I'm going to talk about it. And I'm also, board member at Renault Nissan, that Patrick knows well. And I'm having fun. So let me, as you said, I wrote a book 5 years ago, Stores Are Not Dead. And I'm not sure today I would exactly write the same book. No, I'm joking. That's not true. I live in New York, by the way. Who lives in New York too here? No? In the US? Yeah. No, that's not the situation, right? But it's true that when you walk down the streets of New York City, it has changed tremendously. Many stores are closing, you know that. But at the same time, there are very many online stores that are going offline. And it's a massive movement. Of course, Warby Parker, you all know about it. This one is Cézanne, which is a famous French brand. You know, I see girls smiling. But they have just opened a store 6 months ago in New York City. And it's really, what I love about this store, it's as soon as it is open, it's an Instagram store. Everybody is Instagramming the window. And it's quite an experience. And it's always full of people. Because, of course, it's about experience, and we're going to talk about it. There is a different experience in that store. And another store that I've been to recently, Detox Market. It's a West Coast brand, you know it, right? They just opened in New York. It's like the new organic Sephora. And I'm telling you, not only the place is amazing, it's, you know, you enter a very, like here today, it's a very beautiful place, right, where we're here. So we will remember at this conference. But also, yes, the experience with the sellers, the way you can interact with people, you can sit and have a workshop. So that was quite an amazing experience. If you go to New York, even you guys, you should go to the Detox. So online is going massively offline. And I was telling you that in New York, many stores are closing. But some very smart founders are taking advantage of that. I think of a startup called Feethouse. Those guys are two French smart founders. They already had an exit. They were the founders of Stuart, for those who know it, purchased by La Poste. And they said, okay, stores are closing. Let's go and negotiate very low prices with tenants, and let's reactivate those empty stores. Not with pop-up stores, like many other startups do, but they do a new type of sports center. And instead of giving all the money to the landlords, they give all their money to the instructors. So they went to very famous, with millions of followers, instructors on Instagram. So you, as a user, for $99 per month, you can go in every studio in New York. You can have Pilates, yoga, whatever lesson with superstar instructors. So those guys, they're taking advantage, obviously, of the closing of the store. So, you know, some of you have stores, or you are users, you are consumers, so you know that. We don't go to stores anymore to purchase. It's so boring, you know? And it's striking, because we are all talking about experience. Experience is like the key word, but to the truth, and that's why I moved to New York 3 years ago. I moved to New York because I thought I was about to experience something incredible in store. But the truth is, it's pretty much the same as 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And I feel like what I like to say to store associates, I love to speak to store associates. And I tell them, guys, imagine, even those who live in France, it's January, it's pretty cold, and it's snowing, and someone was like on their sofa, and they're moving to you, walking to you. So they wait for what? They're waiting for a reward. And what is striking to me is that there is hardly a reward, right, when you go into a physical store. I wish we were less numerous, and I would ask, maybe can you tell me, one of you, what was the great reward you had last time you entered a physical store? Something you want to share, like a great experience you had, And it was so amazing, you wanted to share it. What? Yes? Yeah, try the product, okay? Yeah, but is it a reward? I mean, it's like, to me, it's like a commodity of a store, no? But it's true, you need to go to a store. But do you want to go to a store? You feel to go to a store. That's why I think we have to create, like, people craving for going to your physical store, right? I mean, having, like, feeling there, and they want to share the experience. So, because I don't know about you, but if I consider my expectations when I go into a store. I have two expectations. Some is I wait for high utility experiences. I want the experience to be super fast, super easy, frictionless. Okay, go, like Amazon Go, like whatever you have in mind. Or I want something like immersive, personal, something that is completely exclusive. And that's really what I'm trying to find when I go to, I spend all my time. My daughter says, what is your mom doing? She says she visits stores. Okay, that's a nice job, right? But so what I've seen, I haven't been to, who have been to China to see Hema, this store? You've been there, and it's amazing, right? I think it's like the maximum experience you can provide when we think of all the experience we want to give to a user. Okay, you have all the options of buying and delivering. You can test, see the product, touch them. You can sit and have lunch. You have like personalized offers, right? So you loved it. You loved the experience. So I think this is something we're waiting. We would love to experience more. Or Mobi, I've been to a Mobi store there in China, no? You know, it's a grocery store that with no driver, and you're at home, and you forgot to buy, like, I don't know, Coke. So I don't know why, but yeah, it could be something like more du persil. I don't know how to translate that. And then you order it on your mobile, and then the little car comes to you, and you open the door with your mobile, and you pay with your mobile. And that's convenient. That's something I would love. And for older people, I think that's something I would like to experience, right? That's the kind of experience. I've been to Shibuya in Tokyo. Who has been to Tokyo, yeah? I think it's a high level of experience, right? This is a brand, oh my God, I didn't know this brand. My daughter is fan of it, and it's like clothing for kids, but I don't know, BAP, whatever, pronounce it very bad. But it's like when you enter, it's just visual, right? It's not like something striking or very digital, but you see the products under your feet that are moving. With your mobile, again, you can just order them, and so you're hand-free. You can walk around. There's music. It's like a club, and then at the end of your visit, you can grab your clothes. And of course, there was like a queue, like a line of 1 hour waiting line for people who wanted to enter this store. So, but most of the great experience I've had the last 12 months were more online than offline, actually. I don't know if you heard about Popshop. Popshop is something that I think, is going to change the way we purchase online. I mean, that's mainly their purpose. They say, okay, today when you go to Amazon, it's tremendously useful, but it's emotionless, and it's no social. And it's a girl who created Popshop, and she says, I believe the next generation of e-commerce is social, real-time video. So it's a tool where you can give, you say, okay, I see you tonight at 9 online. Please come and see what I have to sell you. So it's like temps réel. And I show you the product with my mobile. If you want to ask me a question, you can, and you swipe, and you can purchase it immediately. And she said, the difference with the e-commerce of today, it's not a catalog. Is a social place. So Popshop, I encourage you to go there. So here, I'm sharing you like the great experiences I've had, like Cargo. Have you heard of Cargo? It's like another brand that is gonna boom. They just raised $22 million. They are transforming every car into a store. Like you take your Uber, And you have like a little box, like transparent box, and with your mobile you can open the box and purchase like gum and chocolate or wire, whatever. So, and the driver has a reward. You as a user, it's a better experience, and the brand has exposition and its awareness and sales. So that was quite a great experience, and it was it's quite recent. Stitch Fix, of course, you know this brand, and that's something where, as an introduction, you were saying, you talked about personalization. Of course, we are all obsessed with that. And this example and the next one I'm going to give you is really... Have you experienced Stitch Fix, some of you? Yeah. So you fill in like a form, quite a boring one, but then they know everything about who you are, what you purchased, your size, where you live, the temperature, and they send you every month a box with 5 items. And if you don't like them, you return them for free. If you like them, you purchase. They put product that they buy, that they manufacture themselves, so they have a higher margin. They have a repeat business of 70%. If I were back to France, I would definitely do this business here. But that was quite an amazing experience. And the good thing about Stitch Fix is that whether you buy the product or not, you have to fill in a form to say why you did what you did, why you purchased or why you did not purchase. So it's like machine learning, and it's like constantly learning about you, and that's what allows them to be quite precise about what the product they send me. And same products, but you probably know them, and who have really been amazing to me this year. Pros, they do the same for shampoo. 2 guys who used to work for L'Oréal, and now they have launched this. It's exactly the same. They give you a questionnaire, a form, very precise, and then on a monthly basis send you shampoo with your name on the bottle, and supposed to be exactly adapted to what you need and your hair, and it's working. And Curology, my daughter is using it. It's for acne. And it's exactly the same. You send pictures, you describe your problems, and every month for $20 she receives and it works. She receives like a treatment, and regularly. And what makes really the difference is that they talk to me as a friend. I love the way they talk to me. Maybe you know the founder, maybe you know them, but God, it's like real human being and not a website. And they're just online, right? So far. So I'm going to finish with that. So it was just an overview of the experiences I wanted to share with you, like when we talk about, what is customer experience? I had that experience at Nespresso in Madison. Nespresso, they invited me for a workshop on coffee. I was like, oh, please, but okay. I know them, I wanted to be nice, so I went to this, to the workshop. And surprisingly, it was an experience. I spent like 1 hour with 2 farmers from Colombia, and they were passionate about what they do. They were talking about the product, show me things, and we had all the story of how you grow coffee and what impact it makes on the environment. And the outcome of it is that for Thanksgiving, I'm going there with my family to Jardín to meet with their friends, to meet with the farmers, and to see the school and live it for real. So it was really an experience that drove me from store to real life, and that was really, really unique. So what I wanted, when I take 2 minutes to think about those experiences, I'm like, whether you come from online or you come from the offline world, the idea is really to try to match those two, two experiences, online and offline. And I love this book, New Power. It's one of the best books I've read last year, that explains very, very well that it's a question of values. If we really want to provide the customers with the best experience, it's what kind of value do we transmit in whatever we do with the customer, either online or offline. And from here, I was thinking, what are the differences really between what we do as like a non-digital native brands and what those guys where I try to invest and make money with, what is the difference with us? And I just wanted to give you ideas that I have or share thoughts. first thing that strikes me from the guys from this digital world they are so simple. They make things so simple. And I look at you, I don't know exactly what you do as business, but I'm wondering, are you simple? Are you making things simple? Are you simple and transparent? How do you really simplify your process? You tell me afterward, right? One-on-one. Also, they really challenge the status quo, always saying, no, we have never done that before, so we're going to try it. Is it the mindset that you have in your company? You've heard about the 10th man, right? Do you know this concept of the 10th man? I'm going to explain it to you very quickly because I love it. It's a concept that has been invented in Israel after the Kippur War 45 years ago. The Syrian and Egyptian troops invaded the Golan and Sinai, and it was a surprise, a complete surprise. And from then on, les renseignements israéliens, I don't know, we try. Well, Mossad, they decided to, from then on, have the 10th man, le 10e homme, saying the person who has to penser l'impensable, think what is not possible to happen, like it can be said like the devil's advocate. So it's the person who says, are you sure we're going to make that decision? Are you sure it's the good one? Is it the right perspective? Have we observed every kind of perspective? So I'm wondering, who is the 10th man in your company? Do you have a 10th man, someone who always questions status quo? And that's a good way to provide a good customer experience, right? The guys from the ecosystem, they have a strong sense of community. I don't know if you have the same sense of community, but this company I used to invest in, SoShape, and they're doing so well around food. They have taught me one thing, is that you have two businesses today. Whatever you do, you have to do the best product of services, and you have to grow the best engaged community. It's exactly the same importance. Both are as important. So my question for you is, do you consider your community as important as the products or the services you sell? Or do you think it's above, or it's, okay, en plus? Another thing is about hiring the right people. Of course, we will reinvent ourselves with the right people if we want to provide a new, surprising experience. And I wanted to ask you, who do you think this startup, what do you think they are doing? Look at them. The founder used to work for Oculus VR and SpaceX. Dr. Amanda Park, she's MIT student. Then you have the Dr. Garrett Reisman, from the moon. Actually, what do they do? Okay, I tell you, you know them. They are doing shoes. They're selling shoes, right? It's Thesis. You probably know them. And I like the idea of if you hire people very, very different from your core business, then you will probably be able to provide a different kind of experience. And I'm wondering if you, in your companies, Guy, you really do that. If you surround yourself with people with very different profiles, which is not easy, okay? But I think it works. Because at the end of the day, we're not more in an expert world. That's really what I've learned, When you say, I'm an expert of something, it means we belong to the ancient world. Today, I think that's exactly the same idea than previously. It's that guy from Harvard. His name is Karim Lakhani. He's a professor at Harvard, and he has a very... I wish he could come next time here. He has a very interesting thoughts about distance from field. He says, the far you, le plus éloigné, oh my God, I can't speak English after a while, but the farther you are from a discipline, and the better you are to solve the problems of this discipline. Okay, it doesn't work if you're a surgeon, I guess. But it works. No, don't do that. But otherwise, I like the idea of distance from fields, So I'm going to go quick because I have so many differences. I've spotted so many differences, but something that is I've learned a lot watching Amazon, when they did this, when they partnered with Warren Buffett and JP Morgan earlier this year. and they decided all together to provide a new kind of health insurance for their employees. And what was striking is that health insurance is not the core business of Amazon, but they do it because they believe their users, that the consumers, they need it. So as far as they deliver value, they go into another field far from their core business. And I'm really wondering if we are able to do so. If we are, do we really try to, and it's the hardest thing about what we are living today, but do we really try to get new skills to go out of our core business, to go where the customer wants us to be? And that's really what new kind of experience mean, I guess. But it's really hard. So I'm gonna go through this quickly because, yeah, another difference between what we do and what those guys do is that they make it very emotional. Whatever they sell, you know, that was something that was striking for me as a French person when I moved to the US. It was that the store associates, they did not consider that their business was only to be done in the physical place of the store, but it had to be continued. And so I received many texts, which could be, you know, maybe like intrusive, but that this guy from Verizon said, hey, this is Rick from Verizon. I hope everything is okay with your Wi-Fi. And so my husband went, who is Rick? Why is he sending you texts? But at the end of the day, it was just to make sure I was happy with the business. And he was a reminder. And my hairdresser did the same. And in another store for clothes, Chloe, they did the same. So I've learned with those American store associates that that's really the augmented store. It doesn't happen only in the physical space of the store. They continue, and I'm like, maybe they are touched by the grace, or maybe they are incentivized for that. So I'm just figuring out to you. Have you changed the way you motivate your associates to continue the conversation on you know, with text, on social media, whatever? Because of course it's not just poetry; it's mathematics, right? Transformation. So, another last thing that strikes me with the company that really inspire me in terms of experience is that they are very, very much mission-driven. And I don't know if you companies in this mindset, you know, I have 2 companies to mention here. 4 days, they are selling T-shirts, which is convenience, but it's a way to sell that you purchase like a bunch of T-shirts, and after a while you send them back, and they recycle it. So c'est du business circulaire, and then they send you back new T-shirts. So they spare a lot of water and du CO2. So they do good for the environment. Same for Voodoo, is a company that was one of my coup de cœur of the year. You know what they are doing? They are working on wood. They are transforming every kind of wood via a process that has been, they have a patent for that. They transform it into a soft product. So wood is soft, transparent. It's resistant to earthquake. It's resistant to fire, and it n'émet pas de CO2. So, and the guy says, I want the towers of Manhattan to be built with this material, not only because it's beautiful, but because it's good for the planet. And I'm like, isn't it what we all feel today? Like there is an emergency just to not only sell product and make people consume more, but what do we bring behind this? And the youngest people, the Gen Z, you know that they are very conscious about all this. So are you a leader who is mission driven? So mission driven. Are you data driven? Of course. So my point here is just to say, okay, we are all looking for the Holy Grail, which is find a good experience. Okay, we want it, but we first of all, before thinking of the experience, it's important to take the time to see what is inside of the company, dans les coulisses of our company, to make sure that what we do internally, we really help us provide that good experience. So I love this slide. You know it's probably well, but it is so true. Do we allow ourselves to fail in the company, to test things? Because, of course, we're going to fail a lot. And I know it's hard, you know, as a board member at Renault, I know it's a listed company, and it's easy to say, like, okay, let's do this, invest, and lose money. No, because it has an impact on the market cap of the company, so you don't play with that. But how is failure, okay, in your company? And do you build, like, maximum validated products, or do you do more MVP? And all this, what is written here and the difference, it just depends on you. I mean, of each one of you, it's not the company as a whole, but how are you an agent of change for all this? And it's easier than we think. I like to think every day of this day one of Jeff Bezos. He's so inspiring. I don't know what you feel about him. We can discuss it, whatever. But I like this idea of saying it's always day one. You know, reset. It's a great message of humility. Say we've tried things, we don't know anything, but we're gonna reset because customer deserves it, right? And I know that to grow this innovation mindset, I don't know how close you are from the ecosystem of startups, are your company, but there is this growing, booming trend of corporate venture capital, where your company is investing in startups, and it's the good way to grow. I like this sentence: a founder's mindset into a corporate body. And I think, I don't know how close you are to this open innovation, but how much you feel like you are a bridge, you are a connector with what you do as an expert, and with the rest of the world. And those guys here, their name is Bleu Capital. It's a vertical VC on retail tech, and they are extremely smart, and they have a great deal flow on retail tech startups. So I don't know, do you partner with this kind of guys or with other VCs? Or I would love to know what you do this, but I think it's essential. It's essential. And I will leave you with the queen of customer experience, personalization, and to me, it's my hero. She's my hero. C'est Mother Teresa. She says something that really touches my heart. She says, "Let no one come to you without leaving better and happier." Ne laissez personne venir à vous et repartir sans être plus heureux. Let no one come to you without leaving better and happier. And I think this is definitely the core mindset to have, plus investment in tech that will allow you to provide a great customer experience. Merci, thank you.